All right, let's dive into one of the most intense, high-stakes chapters in the entire book of Exodus. Chapter 10 is just this incredible buildup of tension. It's where the back and forth, the negotiations, they completely fall apart, setting the stage for the final, most devastating plague of all.
You know, that old question is really at the heart of this entire story. On one side, you've got the Pharaoh of Egypt. His heart is so hardened, he's become this immovable object of sheer defiance. And on the other side, you've got this unstoppable force of divine will with Moses as its voice, pushing for one thing: freedom for his people. Well, this chapter is where that conflict hits its absolute breaking point.
So the chapter opens, and the eighth plague is just looming. The tension is already through the roof after 7 disasters, and now Moses and Pharaoh are about to talk again. But this time, the warning is more terrifying than anything they've heard before.
And there's the demand. It's the same as it's always been, and it hasn't changed one bit. But that question, how long, it just hangs there in the air. It's a direct shot at Pharaoh's pride, basically saying, all of this suffering, all of Egypt's pain, is because of you and your refusal to just yield. Now, what makes this threat so chilling is the scale of it. This isn't just going to be another bad day in Egypt. No, the warning is for a swarm of locusts on a historical, almost apocalyptic level. Something so catastrophic that nobody, not their fathers, not their grandfathers, has ever seen anything like it. It's designed to be a disaster for the history books. And here, for the first time, we see the cracks forming inside the palace. Pharaoh's own inner circle, his advisors, are starting to break. They see what's happening to their country, and they go right to him. Their question is just dripping with desperation. Don't you get it? Egypt is already destroyed. They know exactly who's to blame. So, feeling that pressure from his own people, Pharaoh finally tries to make a deal. He throws out a compromise. Okay, fine. The men can go worship, but, and it's a big but, the women, the children, and all their livestock have to stay behind. Moses' response? Absolutely not. It's everyone and everything, or it's no one and nothing. This has to be a total exodus, not just a weekend pass for the guys. Well, Pharaoh hears this all-or-nothing demand, and he explodes. He thinks it's a trick, accuses them of having evil plans. He completely rejects the terms, and in a rage, he has Moses and Aaron literally thrown out of the room. The door for any kind of diplomatic solution has just been slammed shut, and the consequences are going to be immediate.
Okay, so now we move from the threat to the reality. As the locusts arrive, we see this tragic, familiar cycle start to play out again. You have total devastation, which leads to a desperate cry for mercy. Mercy is granted. And then, the second the crisis is over, the defiance comes roaring back.
The way the plague arrives is described with this just methodical, unstoppable force. Moses gives the signal with his rod, then this powerful east wind starts to blow all day and all night, like a delivery system. And by the time the sun comes up, the horror has arrived. There's a chilling sense that nothing could have stopped this.
The damage is described as absolute. The swarm is so thick, it literally darkens the sky. They eat everything that the plague of hail had left behind. I mean, everything. The result is total agricultural collapse. Egypt's entire food supply is just gone, wiped out.
Faced with total ruin, Pharaoh absolutely panics. He calls for Moses and Aaron in haste and just blurts out this confession. He says, "I have sinned," and he begs them to pray to God to take away this death. Notice he doesn't call it a plague of locusts. He calls it death itself. That's how bad things have gotten. And just like that, as quickly and supernaturally as it arrived, the plague is gone. A new, powerful wind from the complete opposite direction kicks up and sweeps every single locust into the Red Sea. The relief is just as total as the devastation was. Not a single one is left behind. And here it is, the tragic pattern. The second that immediate threat is gone, the confession just evaporates into thin air. Pharaoh's resolve hardens up all over again, he breaks his promise, and he refuses to let them go. The cycle of repenting under pressure and then getting defiant again is what sets the stage for something even worse.
So the ninth plague takes things to a whole new level. We're shifting from physical destruction to a deep psychological attack. This next plague isn't something you just see, it's something you feel, and it strikes right at the heart of Egyptian power and their most important god. The text uses this unbelievable phrase, darkness which may be felt. Think about that. This isn't just nighttime. This is a thick,
heavy, oppressive presence. For a nation that worshipped the sun god, Ra, as one of their chief deities, this was a direct theological smackdown. It's a darkness that isolates you, terrifies you, and proves there's a higher power at play.
And this terrifying, tangible darkness lasts for 3 full days. Can you even imagine that? 3 days where you can't see the person standing next to you. 3 days where you literally can't move from your spot. It's a complete shutdown of an entire society, plunging a whole nation into paralysis and fear.
And here's the kicker. It's targeted. While all of Egypt is suffocating in this supernatural blackness, the Israelites have light in their homes. The contrast could not be more clear. This proves it's not some weird weather event. It's a very precise, divine message.
Well, this psychological torment works. The creepy, isolating power of the darkness is finally enough to drag Pharaoh back to the negotiating table. He calls for Moses yet again, totally desperate to make this horror stop.
Pharaoh makes his biggest concession so far. He finally agrees to let the men, women, and the children go. But he tries to hold on to one last bit of leverage: their animals. He says, "Leave your flocks and herds behind," basically as collateral. Moses' reply is immediate and emphatic. "There shall not an hoof be left behind." The terms are still non-negotiable.
And that final rejection, that's what pushes Pharaoh right over the edge. All the attempts to compromise, all the back and forth, it's all failed. This battle of wills has reached its absolute peak, and the dialogue is about to be replaced by a final deadly threat.
This is just pure, unfiltered rage. Pharaoh is done talking. He banishes Moses from his sight forever. And this isn't just him saying, "Get out." This is an ultimatum. He's drawing the final line in the sand.
And there it is. The stakes are now officially life and death. Pharaoh makes a fatal vow. The next time he sees Moses' face, he will have him executed. The relationship is shattered. Any hope for a peaceful way out of this is completely gone.
Moses' reply is so chilling because it's so calm. He just accepts Pharaoh's terms. "You've spoken well," he says. "I will not see your face again." In that quiet agreement, there's this incredible weight of finality. Moses knows what's coming next, even if Pharaoh doesn't. The time for warnings is officially over.
And so the chapter ends, really, in this haunting silence. Pharaoh has made his last choice, and in doing so, he has sealed the fate of his entire nation. It leaves us with this huge question to think about. When pride refuses to take any exit ramp, what is the ultimate price of being so completely inflexible? The answer to that is coming in the very next chapter.